So you're watching this video because you're thinking about moving here to Las Vegas, but I'll bet there is so much you don't know about what it's like to live here. And I understand that's probably because you've primarily come here as a tourist. It makes sense. This is the entertainment capital of America, right? And possibly the world. But in this video, I want to tell you about 7 of the most surprising things that I found out when I got my place in Las Vegas and when I came out here, and how it has led me to make these videos to share with you because I've fallen in love with it. So that's what I'm going to talk about all through this video. You're already watching my channel, you know what to do. Sit down, buckle up, because here we go. Hey everybody, it's your host here, Dave Baker, once again with VegasAgents.com, your spot to learn everything about moving here to Las Vegas. Now, first thing you're going to do, of course, is tap that subscribe button and of course click that little bell. Now, if you're thinking about moving out here to Las Vegas, or you already live here and want to move to a different neighborhood, then all you have to do is reach out to me because our team would love to help you. Seriously, we love this. Okay, all you have to do is send me an email, send me a text message, give me a call on the phone 24/7, or of course, go down in the description, click the link, get on the calendar, and let's set a time that's perfect for you to talk. Okay, so like I said, today we're gonna dive into 7 things that you didn't know about living here in Las Vegas. Now, of course, I had to come to another one of the beautiful parks here in Vegas because I think these are so underrated. And in this video, we're gonna stroll through this park, we're gonna walk around a little in the Southern Highlands neighborhood. One of probably the premier areas to live here in the city of Las Vegas, right? It's very well known. You hear a lot about Summerlin and Henderson, but Southern Highlands should also be on the top of your list. Okay, let's start walking and we'll start talking. Okay, here we go. Number 1, local love. This is something that people here in Las Vegas say quite a bit. What does it mean and where does it come from? Well, as you know, Las Vegas is a town that attracts a lot of tourists. Obviously, we have tons of entertainment, tons of conventions. We've got a lot going on here. But here's the thing, when you're a local, you get the local love. And what does that mean? Let me tell you what it means and how awesome it is. There are so many discounts for locals. We get so much cool stuff here. When you show your Nevada ID to someone at a restaurant or a bar or an entertainment venue or a tourist business, you're gonna get a different type of attention. First of all, if you want to participate in a lot of the touristy things, such as maybe you want to go to the Strat and you want to go up on the tower area, in the high area, they have a discount time for locals. There are tours that are available for tourists, but you may never have enjoyed. Guess what? Locals often get a discount on those too. One of my favorites, if you've been watching my channel, you know that I love to enjoy the Las Vegas food scene, is that there are lots of local specials on food. Sometimes they're really amazing, like buy one, get one free, and things like that. Sometimes you get offers in the mail. Yes, I'm serious. I wish I would have saved a stack of offers that I get, because when my friends see these offers, they are shocked, okay? It's amazing. The hotels, casinos, other venues will send you offers. We used to get so many pieces of mail a month that were offering things. I couldn't even believe it. The way I really first learned about this, by the way, was probably the way a lot of people learn about it. I was ordering some food, and then they asked for my ID because I used my card, and they said, "Oh, you're from here? Let me change it." Voila, 50% off the bill. I didn't even know what to say. I was like, is this for real? This is amazing. Okay, so that's kind of the tip of the iceberg with that, but there is definitely an appreciation between the people who live here and the locals who support the businesses, okay, because it's not just all tourists. Additionally, they have amazing happy hours that you'll be able to take advantage of off the strip. Yes, I know it's shocking. Locals don't all live on the strip. Las Vegas Strip is primarily for tourists, although I will say once again, you can live there, and if you're interested in that, just let me know. But there are a lot of happy hours here, and that's both food and drinks. And because of the multiple shifts people work, they will happen at different times of day. And that's pretty amazing. So you have like a late evening one, an early morning one. You might have one from 3 to 7 a.m., which always catches my attention too. So this is one I wanted to throw down first because I think it gets a lot of people's attention, primarily because people think of this as a tourist town, but the locals do get rewarded. All right, item number 2 on the list that people probably don't know about before they move here to Las Vegas, and that is, this is not just a desert. I cannot say this enough. Why is that? Because when you look at all the images, what do you see? You see the desert. It makes sense. I understand. But there is so much more to it when you actually come here. First of all, we have a lot of mountains around here. Okay, it's not just purely a desert. So you have, of course, Mount Charleston, one of the most famous mountains in Las Vegas. And guess what you can do there? You can go skiing in the winter. Yes, there is snow very close to Las Vegas. I was able to drive there in about 40 to 45 minutes. It was close and convenient, and I got to go play in the snow in the winter. Okay, additionally, you have Red Rock Canyon. So there are canyons here. That is full of places to go rock climbing, hiking, walking, bicycling, do things on the trail. There's so many things that you can do in that place that one day we'll probably make a whole video about it just because it's so popular. Okay, the other thing is you have quite a few national parks that are not far away. The most famous, aside from Red Rock, is probably going to be in Utah, and that would be Zion. Zion National Park is not very far away, about 2.5 hours. You would drive through St. George. Well, first you touch Mesquite, remember, one of the 5 cities in Clark County. Then you would go to St. George, and you would be there in the gateway of Zion. Additionally, you have Bryce Canyon and just countless other parks. Here in Nevada, the next closest one that's very notable is going to be the Valley of Fire. It's not too far. It's just outside the city, and it's very well known for people who like to do the outdoorsy activities and enjoy things that aren't the desert. Lastly, of course, we do have lakes. We have Lake Mead. We have Lake Las Vegas. So there are water features here as well. And I think that really surprises people because some people think this is only a desert, but it's not. It's so much more than that. All right, item number 3 is most locals don't live on the Las Vegas Strip. It's true, they don't. One of the first questions I get when people find out I live in Las Vegas is, how far do you live from the Strip? Do you live right next to the Las Vegas Strip? No, most people don't live on the Strip. Now, I'm not saying that you cannot live there. Of course, there are some great condos on the Strip. And if that's the lifestyle you're looking for, then that is totally available to you. But I'm going to tell you the pricing of living on the Las Vegas Strip is not low. It is more like LA style pricing. It's intended for a certain group of people who want to live that lifestyle right on the Strip. So most people are ultimately going to live in one of the many wonderful neighborhoods here in Vegas that is not on the Strip, right? Whether it's Southern Highlands, whether it's one of the many Summerlin villages, Mountain's Edge. You could live on the east side, all over the place. There's tons of neighborhoods in Henderson. People generally don't live on the Las Vegas Strip. Okay, I have to bring that up because it does come up quite a bit and people ask me about it all the time. Okay, let's talk about the next item on the list. That's going to be Las Vegas is great for retirees. This isn't just my own personal opinion because obviously I'm not retired. I'm sure many of us aspire to be retired, right? But here's the deal. Las Vegas has so many things that attract retirees. I have talked to a lot of people who are retired and they specifically moved here to Las Vegas. And why? Well, I asked them and they all pretty much told me the same things. And that makes me feel like these are some of the key reasons. For example, the weather. I have found that a lot of the retirees love the warmer weather. While some people aren't going to be in love with the summer weather, generally speaking, they really are fanatics for the weather. They like that it's warm. They don't have to worry about cold weather, especially if you're coming from the East Coast. Now, The next thing they like is the golf scene. If you are a golfer, there's a lot of golf in Las Vegas. There are no shortage of golf courses here. You've probably seen my maps of the golf courses. If you are a golf fanatic, if you're a duffer, as they say, I think you're gonna love this place. Okay, additionally, the dining and entertainment options. They're just essentially unlimited. You can go out at all hours of the day. And I know you might think retirees like to go to dinner at 3:30 in the afternoon and go to bed by 6, but it turns out they don't. I've talked to a lot of them, and they like to go and enjoy a lot of the things the city has to offer that you can enjoy as well. Lastly, we have a lot of retirement communities here where people who are 55 and older are able to live and enjoy an area that suits their needs. Okay, let's continue down the list. This one's a little personal. This one, I have to say, is an attention getter. It's number 5, and that is Las Vegas is not a suburb of California. I know, a lot of people have this impression that everybody who is not born and raised in Las Vegas is from California. But I'll tell you, I have met an incredible amount of people who are not from California. I've met a lot of people who come from the East Coast. I think that is in part because, again, of the weather. Obviously, the weather here is significantly different. It's warm. We don't have a lot of snow. It snows on Mount Charleston, but not in the city. It has snowed at some point. That's fine. If you're an almanac type of person, it has snowed at some point, but that's not something you have to worry about here. But recently, I've met people who've come from Miami. I've met people who've come from the center of the country, like Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska, Oklahoma. I've met a lot of different people from the East Coast and the Northeast specifically, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. I hear a lot about that. And interestingly, people also from Illinois. Now, I think part of what attracts people is also no state income tax. We've talked about this countless times, and not having state income tax is a big deal for a lot of people. It seems obvious, but I think when you come from a high income tax state, let's say you're moving from Oregon and you're concerned about personal income tax. Remember, I'm discussing personal income tax when I say that. Well, what a shift, right? Or from California. So if you don't want to pay 9 or 10% tax and you move here, you can have a great life and save a ton of money. All right, let's talk about item number 6. I'm going to pause real quick to show you this really cool lake. This is not the type of lake you go skiing on or water skiing or take your boat out. It's just a local place, but it's a beautiful environment here. All right, item number 6, lots of business opportunities. Okay, what am I talking about? For some of you, you're only thinking about technology and tech, and information technology, IT. Everybody talks about that stuff. Well, here's the deal. There are a ton of additional business opportunities here. And there are startups out here, not just tech startups, a lot of other types of startups. Recently, I have met even more people doing things like logistics, which is an interesting field. I've met people in the sports industry. I've met some public relations companies. I've met creators and people who do artwork, graphic design, and similar professions. I've met so many different people. And why is that? That's because a lot of entrepreneurs are coming here. Here's the deal. I like to be part of the entrepreneur community myself, so I get to talk to a lot of people who are doing different things. I enjoy that. I personally love that. It's a huge perk for me that I get to talk to all these people, but it just shows me how much Vegas is growing as a business community. Additionally, what I really love to see, the passion for me, is a lot of independent small business owners. I'm not just talking about people who own shops, retail, restaurants, etc. I'm talking about the small business owners that have like online businesses. They have different types of services they provide. I've met all kinds of unique people from printing companies. I met someone who makes stickers and sends them by mail. I've met people in sports management. There are just so many small businesses. It's just shocking. And when I was talking to someone in public relations, she was telling me about the many different businesses that she works with. And again, there are these independent small business owners. So that is also incredible. Okay, let's go to the next item on the list. And that is going to be something that I was seeking for a very long time wherever I was going to live. And that is a small town vibe. Now, what do I mean? First of all, to be clear, Las Vegas is not a small town in the terms of geography. nor in terms of population, right? We have almost 2 million people in Clark County. Depends on your estimate where you're getting your data. Obviously that can go, it can be over or under 2 million people in the county. So what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is the small town vibe, the small town feel, where you can get to know your neighbors, where you have what I sometimes like to call neighborly love, where you have people who take pride in their community they're from. They don't just say they're from Las Vegas, they say things like, oh, well, I live in Mountain's Edge, or I live in a very specific part of Summerlin, or they'll reference the part of Henderson they live in. They say, I live in the old part, I live in Boulder City, I live in East Henderson, West Henderson. They could live in Seven Hills. They're really proud of their neighborhoods. And they have neighborhood events. I'm actually looking at a sign right now that I wish I could show you, talking about an upcoming neighborhood event where I'm standing for the weekend. It's going to be an outdoor event. It's where the neighborhood gets together. That's that small town vibe I appreciate. I love that you have local businesses, restaurants, cafes, boba shops, all these cool things in different communities, and people have their favorites. They're proud to support these local businesses. It's really nice. Also, when I go on these walks and I make these videos, people say hi to me, and it's as if they know me, even though I'm just walking around. I might not live in their neighborhood. It's a certain feeling that I've always really wanted. Originally, I actually thought you could only get that in a walkable city, right? I thought that was like a New York concept, or Seattle, or Portland, or Chicago, or other, walkable cities. And what I found is here, people are so passionate about living here. Not just those who are born and raised here, which I always give a shout out to because they are the Las Vegas originals, but there are other people who come here and they just fall in love with the city. So those are 7 things that I think a lot of people did not know about living in Las Vegas. But if you're thinking about moving out here and you want to experience this stuff, you want to learn more, all you have to do, it's super easy. Just reach out to me, okay? Send me an email, send me a text message, give me a call on the phone, 24/7, it's Las Vegas.